Good evening, viewers. Welcome to another special edition of the debate, as we've been doing it for the last week. This time around, we have to change the time due to the Ramadan. Ramadan Mubarak to all our viewers, listeners on Q Radio, and viewers on QTV. With me in the studio today, we have in Kombo Sani Mentreng. So I have Mr. Abdu Baji, Victor P. Jata of PDOIS, Mr. Babagale Jallo of NPP, and Lamin Mane Independent. And Abdu Baji, two independent, no two alliance. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Just before we go through the rules of the debate, I just want to inform our viewers and listeners, we have reached out to all the candidates in Kombo Sani Mentreng. Unfortunately, we are yet to receive the UDP candidate. I personally spoke to her to invite her to this program. We just made to understand the CA candidate on his way here, he had an accident. So we hope it's not a serious one. We wish him speedy recovery. That's landing Jata. Thank you very much, viewers. Gentlemen, the rule for the debate is 1 hour 30 minutes. The debate will include some breaks. The debaters will call each other or address each other Mr., Miss, or Mrs., followed by their last name. Each debater will be given 2 minutes to make an opening remark. There will be no rebuttal as far as the debate is concerned to do with the closing remarks. 2 minutes to answer questions, followed by one may also ask each other on the program. We'll open the telephone lines for at least for 10 minutes or so to allow the electorates of Kombo Sani Mentreng to participate in this debate. These questions are independently prepared by QTV. There was no influence when we are drawing these questions. At the end of the debate, we would like the candidates to acknowledge each other by either handshake or elbow bump. So thank you so much, gentlemen. Welcome to QTV. I start with Mr. Abdu Baji. Mr. Baji, welcome to QTV.
Welcome to you.
Thank you very much. Victor P. Jata of PDOIS, welcome to QTV.
Thank you.
Mr. Babagale Jallo, NPP, welcome to QTV.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Lamin Mane, Independent, welcome to QTV.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sise.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Quickly, to get into the debate proper, I will start with Mr. Abdu Baji. Can you tell us something about who Abdu Baji is? Very brief.
Well, thank you very much. My name is Abdu Baji. I live in Sancheba Sulejob. And I am a man with 2 wives, with 7 children. And my education career, I did Busura Primary School. Then from Busura Primary School, I went to Brikama Secondary Technical School. From there, I started to the Gambia Hotel School training exams, and which I was admitted to be a student. And from there, I had a 2-year course in the hotel school, which I started work at Senegambia as a supervisor in the a la carte restaurant. From there, I worked for about 6 years as a supervisor. I left, I went to Senegal. I worked in Novotel Dakar for 4 years. From then, I left Novotel and went to work with one of the richest men in Senegal called Jilimbaye. I worked for 11 years till when he passed away, and then I came back to the Gambia. I work at Holiday Beach as a restaurant manager as well. From Holiday Beach, I work at Palm Beach. From there, I opened my own restaurant at Fajara, which I ran for about 3 years. Then I closed it due to some circumstances. Then from there, I work now as a tour guide at Hajj Tours. Now I am not working because of the pandemic. Since the pandemic came, I am workless. I'm at home. Do nothing. Now I am engaged in this parliamentary election race. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Baji. Victor, please.
Good evening, viewers and listeners. My name is Victor P. Jata, commonly known as Usuboy. Equally, you can call me Usman, because I'm a grown-up man now. I happen to do my early childhood education in Burfoot. Did my primary school there, later moved to St. Augustine's Junior in Banjul, called Pajuf by then. Later to St. Francis Senior Secondary School in Kunkujam, Mariama. From there, I sat to the WAS, worked at farm engineering and construction company for a few years. From farm, I worked with Global Fund Cadre on malaria, posted in Jara Central and Jara East as the coordinator. Came back, worked with WAEC, Examination Council, for 2 years in Banjul, then posted to Basse. From Basse, I came back home, back to the Combos, worked with Reliance Financial Services for a while, then I traveled abroad. For a few years, I came back. Now, I'm into the race of the parliament.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jatta. Baba Gale Jallow.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, viewers. I am Honorable Baba Gale Jallow. I live in Brufut, attended my primary school in 1966, sat to the then common entrance examination and went to Sukuta Secondary School. There I also sat to the school leaving certificate examinations and then sat to the Gambia Hotel School exams, and I was enrolled as a student for 2 years course in both restaurant and bar. From there, I started working at Senegambia for some months and then left to Sonwing. Sonwing, where I worked for 1 season. The second season I was taken to Spain for further training. When I came back, I still worked with Sonwing for 2 years and then went to Amis Beach. From Amis Beach, I went to Novotel Combo Beach. From Novotel Combo Beach to Bungalow Beach Hotel, where I stopped hotel work and then venture into politics.
Thank you very much, Honorable Baba Gale Jallow. Mr. Mane.
Thank you very much. Good evening, listeners. My name is Lamin Mane, a physically challenged handicapped person on the wheelchair. I did my primary school in Sukuta Primary School. From primary school, I went to Sukuta Secondary School. I sat for my secondary full examination. After that, I went to the British Telecom School, now called GTI Banjonex. It was owned by a Gamtel called British Telecom School. I studied there 2 years intensive course on telecommunication. From there, I was posted at Quadrangle. And then whilst I was in Quadrangle, I was in charge of Quadrangle and education and that of RPTH. Whilst I was there, I was posted at education also to train a visual impaired handicapped person to become a telephone telex operator. From there, I was also posted at then PWD, Public Works at that time. And then after all, later I was sent for another course within the Gambia. Then some months later, I was posted at the Office of the President to head the entire communication of the Office of the President. And then whilst I worked there with the President Jawara with 11 years as a head of the communication, then Jammeh was a guard 3 years with me. The day of the coup, I was the man mounting the communication. Work with Jammeh. Whilst working with Jammeh, I was fortunate to go to Ghana to study monitor and telecommunication, digital satellite communication in monitor and evaluation. There I come back, and after a few years with Jammeh again, I was posted. I was sent to Senegambia Gamtel. For a few months later, I was recalled back to State House. Then went back to Gamtel again for 1 year, 6 months. Then recalled back to State House again to head the communication. Later, I joined MDI to study data communications, and I studied there. I had a certificate, diploma, and HND, High National Diploma. And then later, come back to State House again, work with Jammeh till 2017. He left this country, continue with His Excellency the President Adam Barrow up to 2021. December, I eventually retired.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mane. You seem to have a lot under your sleeve. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, gentlemen. Now we go into the debate proper. I'll start with Mr. Abdul Baji. What are the issues that are of concern to the electorates of Kombo Sani mentoring, Mr. Abdul Baji? The issues concerning the electorates of Kombo Sani mentoring.
Well, the issues are so many because Sani mentoring, it seems to be very isolated from other parts of the country. If you go to Brufut, where Baba Gale himself lives, it's very, very remote, and even the road infrastructures are not proper. Everything is there's no even an MP in this area, and while the MP even live in that area that called Burfoot. So it's very deploring that, an MP where he live, I think it should be the example where all the Sanimentereng should learn from. So if we take things that are lacking in Sanimentereng, look at our fisheries. Our fisheries is not even, the people in the Sanimentereng area, which are, Sanimentereng is around the beach area, the sea area, they are now even not enjoying their fishes. The markets are really disturbing everybody. The prices of commodities are very high now. Today, we are in the month of Ramadan. Nobody can even buy a drum of oil. It's very, very shameful because we cannot live in a country where everything is going wrong and nobody is talking about. So it's an issue that
Mr. Baji, can we focus on Sanimentereng?
Yeah. Sanimentereng is part of the country. I mean, if I'm talking about Sanimentereng, is what concerns the whole country and Sanimentereng as a whole, as a constituency. So Sanimentereng is also a constituency that inside the Gambia. We cannot take Sanimentereng out of the Gambia. When we talk the Gambia, Sanimentereng is involved in the Gambia. So this is why I'm raising the point of Sanimentereng. So I think is a point that everybody should focus on, that the Sanimentereng should be developed. Roads are not good, there's no good road, people are not enjoying their beaches, their fish, and see how the market is. The market is how high prices are going up. Even nobody can enjoy it, because this month of Ramadan, I think this is a month where every Muslim should feel that he's a Muslim and that prices are going down, at least to satisfy the population. So, but
thank you so much, Mr. Baji. Your 2 minutes is up. Victor Pijata, the same question to you.
The issues of Sanimentereng, the issues of Sanimentereng are too much. But just to name a few, one, the markets of Sanimentereng, an issue. The fisheries, an issue. Cemeteries, issues. The feeder roads, issue. Electricity and water, all these are issues of Sanimentereng. So, and the lack of creative and initiative leadership, as we all know, Sanimentereng was mute for the past 5 years. In fact, they are because of its muteness, triggered me to come and stand here today. Because before 5 years, if you tell me you'll be a politician to go and challenge for a position like this, I will dare say it's not true. So these are some of the issues at hand that I have put on the deck.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jata. Baba Gale Jallo?
Thank you very much. First of all, I have one observation. That we are here to sell our agenda, and the 85% of the people we are selling our agenda cannot speak English. I'm going to speak in English, but then the people listening there, I don't think they will understand what we are saying.
Let me help you, Mr. Jallo. What we do the opening in English, and then we'll shift our gears to the local language. We are very aware that the electorate of Kombo Sanimentereng, they would love to hear us in our local languages.
Okay, thank you very much. First of all, I think the best thing for us is to know the responsibilities of the National Assembly. The National Assembly member is not responsible of constructing roads, building markets, doing other things. So your responsibility is to lobby, either from the philanthropists or the government. And as for me, since I assumed office,
it's overwhelming. The road network he's talking about is number one. The structure of Sanimentereng, why it has been lacking for the past years, not only for this regime. It has been lacking because we lack a credible candidate from 1965 to date. Not only in this regime, from the First Republic, second and the third. We lack credible leadership, representatives in the parliament. That's why Sanimentereng has been set up. Because if you look at Sanimentereng's situation, from Sanimentereng to Banjul, it's less than 25 kilometers. It is so bearable is so unbearable that the structure of Sanamenteng generally, including all these the villages within the Sanamenteng, is so terrible. In terms of communication, Sanamenteng lack totally in the road network. Market structures are difficult. Women are suffering from their gardens, getting water, access to water. Children going to school are finding it very difficult, extremely, to have access to a better education as far as the environment is concerned. And above all, within Sanamenteng, you have persons with disabilities living there. It's so disheartening that people with disabilities within the Sanamenteng, they cannot even access education to the standard that they are able to deliver more, because the environment is not conducive. We believe as a developed nation, we need to go together, both the so-called able and the people with disabilities. But my colleagues, I have colleagues in Sanamenteng who cannot even go to school due to certain amenities. So I feel it is high time for us to come in with our expertise, as an expertise in the government day-to-day running, and then to see how best we can be there to fight tooth and nail for inclusion.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mane. Your 2 minutes is up. We are fortunate to have Honorable Baba Gale Jallow here as the incumbent, the sitting member for Parliament till the 9th, when the electorates of Kombo Sanamenteng would make a choice. And each of you are seeking those votes to either unseat the incumbent or for the incumbent to be given a second chance. So we start with Baba Gale. How do you think you have represented the people of Kombo Sanamenteng in these last 5 years?
Well, I believe I have represented them well, because so far so good. I cannot do all, but I have done a lot for them. First of all, the road I was telling you about, the one at Burfoot, and then when you come to the health sector, because health is my priority, I've been engaging the Minister of Health. We've even had a tour to all our health facilities in Sanamenteng. And what I told him is, Sanamenteng is so dense. We need a referral hospital. Because when you carry our patients from Burfoot or any other, from Madian or Sukuta towards Kanifing or Banjul, the road is so congested that before the ambulance reaches this place, the patient will suffer. So he said to me, we cannot build you a referral hospital, but we will make sure we upgrade these two health centers, the one at Burfoot and the one at, Sukuta, to the extent that even operation can be done in Sukuta. Now all the referrals can be done. And this process is on, because they've already done the bidding. The VDC of Sukuta can bear me witness, because when I was going there with the minister, I called him to come and witness. He can bear me witness. And I went to Tintinto also. It's unfortunate for Tintinto because it's not a small village now. They have no drinking water, especially at their mosque. I'm the one who dug a borehole for that, for that mosque. And I have also installed 45 solar street lights in my satellite villages where there is no electricity.
Thank you very much, Honorable Baba Gale Jallow. Now we move to the challenges. I will call you the challenges because you guys are challenging Baba Gale Jallow. How best do you think you can represent the electorates of Kombo Sanamenteng? I start with Mr. Abdul Baji. You talked about road, you talk about the fish race, you talk about market prices, you talk about development. How best do you think you can represent them to at least help them with these problems that you have highlighted?
Well, my representation to Sanamenteng people will be very immense, very large, because this is why I stand as an MP to challenge Baba Gale. If he's now talking about hospitals, we have hospitals, a lot of hospitals, but the problem is there is no medication. But you cannot have a hospital.
Mr. Baji,
yes,
you talked about the problems in Kombo Sanamenteng.
yes.
How best are you going to address this problem?
Well, these problems will be solved when I come in power.
How?
Because I am going to lobby through the National Assembly to see to it that these things are developed. Because the National Assembly, you cannot lobby something outside from the National Assembly. This is why we are voted in to be members of the National Assembly, to see things work properly. When things come, it has to go in the right way, not to the other way.
What guarantee do you have that you lobbying in the National Assembly will bring that development?
Yeah, I know I will bring that development.
What guarantee do you have?
Now, let's say our fisheries, we are having income from the fisheries. We are having income from our local markets. So all the taxes paid by the local markets are going to put back into them. Are
you aware there are villages in Kombosa and Mentre who are not paying tax, market tax? Are you aware of that?
But that is the fault of this.
No. Are you aware of that?
I am aware of it.
Oh, then how come that you are telling me that they are paying tax when they are not actually paying tax?
We are going to put taxes.
Are you going to put tax?
No, the government will have to put tax.
But already there is a tax system in place for markets.
Yes. So
duty tax.
So why are they not paying?
It's not been collected in many of our village markets.
So why is it not collected?
I ask you.
I don't know.
But you are relying on that tax. You are relying on that tax to make money.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, there is no money in that pot because they are actually not paying tax.
Okay, I understand.
I give an example.
Now listen.
I give an example just to help you quickly. Yes. I want Brookfoot, for example.
Yeah.
Do you know when the last time a duty man was selling ticket? Do you know?
I don't know.
So there is nobody selling ticket at Brookfoot Market.
So
where is the money going to come from?
No, I should ask you why, because normally there is a tax for markets where women pay $5 or $10. All the time it has been like this was the system.
It is not happening as we speak, and you are talking about getting that money. And I'm telling you, there is no money there. What are you going to do next?
It is not my fault to not having that money, because that tax was in place before even Baba Jallow came to power, to his seat. So those taxes were being paid. So now why are they not paid? They know the reason why they are not paid.
Now that they are not paid, neither they are not paid.
Yeah.
Are you telling me you've not done your homework? You've not checked on your facts? Because you are telling me you are getting money from the market.
My wife is selling in the market. My wife is selling in the market. I know what the problem is in the market.
No, you are talking about getting money.
But they've been paying tax.
Thank you so much, Mr. Baji. We'll come back to you. Victor, you talked about all these issues, fisheries, electricity.
Yes.
How best are you going to represent the people of Kombosa and Mentre?
About electricity?
Kombosa and Mentre.
About electricity?
No, Mr. Victor.
Well, in the first place, after my parliamentarian duties, I will engage the VDCs of the constituency. There will be nothing like building a new group on village level. But these VDCs will come together. I'll try my best to make sure I build one big body of the development committee of the constituency. Now, this development committee, we will meet at least every 3 months to talk about the development of the constituency and how do we go with the developments. One. And the second one is, Salimentering has a unique culture which we should be proud of as how to generate money.
Victor.
Yes.
Actually, you are not telling me the solution. You are
I'm coming.
You are philosophizing the idea of getting the committee, the VDC.
That's why I'm coming.
I'm saying, what is the solution from you? You talked about the market. You talk about fishery. You talk about electricity. You talk about water. What are you going to do?
This is what I'm telling. I'm yet to reach where you are.
But you have 2 minutes.
Okay. Then let me rush in. We will raise funds in our local level. How? We have our own Gambian talent musicians like Jaliba.
So you're talking about fundraising?
Fundraising.
How much money are you going to raise in this fundraising?
According to what we will have.
Okay.
Yes, like I said,
are you confident it's going to be successful?
Very much successful.
How confident are you?
Because I've seen it.
Okay.
I've seen it.
So you don't tell me how much money you're going to make.
I know we're going to make money.
How much?
Are you
talking about in tens of hundreds? Or
in
20s
thousands,
in thousands, okay?
or hundreds of thousands.
What are you going to do with that money?
With that money, this development committee will come together. We sit and tackle our problems.
Okay. All right. Quickly.
Yes.
Before your 2 minutes is up.
Okay.
You've never done this before, have you? Raised funds in the tune of hundreds of thousands. Have you done it before?
I've never done it before, but
so
I have
what
raised
makes
funds.
you think that you can raise funds in hundreds of thousands, just bring in Jelba Kuyate or bring in another artist?
Because I've seen it.
But you are not physically involved. You are not there involved.
I am involved, but I was not part of the committee.
How much money do they raise in one show?
$1 million plus. Yes, we saw ST here in the stadium.
Oh,
so we saw ST here in the stadium.
So you're going to take ST to Brufut?
And he's a Gambian. And Jaliba, like I'm coming, sedimenting that unique history I'm telling you, the Kora, they will tell you is from sedimentary.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Okay.
I mean, the electorate will make up their mind. Mr. Mane, you talked about lack of credible leadership from 65 to date. Lack of communication. This is about, you're talking about sedimentary. Yes. I mean, how do you intend to address the issue when you talk about credible leadership? And what do you mean by credible leadership? Are they not credible enough?
No.
They were only representative of the people.
As far as I'm concerned,
okay.
And from my own opinion, they're not credible. As a parliamentarian, you have a lot of opportunities. One, you engage your fellow parliamentarian to lobby, and from there you have the right as a parliamentarian, as a citizen, as a taxpayer, to see all the ministers.
Does that make them not credible?
No, listen, I'm coming to you.
Okay.
If I say credible, the way and the manner they have been fighting for Sanamentran people to benefit from the national cake, if you look at it properly, to me they're not credible. Because you as a taxpayer, like me, my forefathers have been paying taxes before I'm born. And then at the end of the day, that national cake has not been sharing equally compared to other part of the country. So to me, as a parliamentarian, you need to be there to challenge and fight tooth and nail to make sure that your constituency have right to benefit from the national cake.
Have you seen, you said you talked about from 65 to date.
Yeah.
Let's just look at the last couple of budgets.
Yes.
Have you seen the fraction, like you talk about the national cake, how much has been taken by the people of Sanamentran?
Sanamentran, how much they have been taken, I'm not in position to tell you that. But what I know is Sanamentran has been paying taxes before they stopped there, like this, my gentleman is saying, market. I know they have been paying taxes, even their houses have been paying taxes for so many years to area council. And I know area council, as far as West Coast region is concerned, they are the highest tax collector in the Gambia when it comes to area council.
So as a representative of the people, are you going to go there to get that money for them?
As a representative, I will engage area council.
Okay.
And I will engage the government, the ministries.
What guarantee do you have, Mr. Mane, that when you go to the National Assembly, listen to me, let me address.
Yeah.
What guarantee do you have when you go to the National Assembly, taking the podium and talking about the issues concerning your electorates, you'll have a guarantee that it's going to come? Honorable Jallo have just talked about the lobbies that he has done.
Yeah.
Advocating for the issues affecting the electorates of Combo Sandiment. And he talk about some achievements.
Can I come?
No. So I want you to counter that. What can you do better?
No, I have been going to Parliament well before this man being appointed. I've been going there. Since Jammeh regime, I've been going to the Parliament. I'm not a parliamentarian, but I've seen what the colleagues have been doing. And not only at the parliamentary level, but even at the other institutional level. And engaging some philanthropists to see how best they can engage and develop their needs. I did it once, I'm not even a parliamentarian. I engaged the VDC of Brufut, if they are listening to me, if they are watching me. I did it, I went to Balamin Job, he's alive. I did it personally because when I'm driving myself, whenever I'm going to Brufut during the season, it's very, very difficult. Nobody forced me to do that. I went to Balamin and engaged Balamin because I know Balamin when he was at Gumworks, very friendly. I went there and engaged him and then told him, that was before OIC come. And I appealed to him about this issue of Brufut Highway. Then he told me, what I will advise you to do is go to the VDC, ask them to write a letter, take it to Alicalo, and stamp it, and then send it to me, or you bring it yourself. I will engage them, so that I will have a thorough discussion with them, and see how best we can engage.
So what happened after that engagement?
Listen, I did that because I'm a bona fide citizen of Brufut, and Sanamentran in particular. So I've seen that it is a collective responsibility for each and every one of us to contribute our content.
I want to know what was the outcome of that
The
letter.
outcome was exactly, they did it, and then Alcalo stamped it. They are watching me.
Yes,
and they
but what happened from the department?
When they engaged, it was a fruitful discussion with them and the minister. Promised them that we'll look into it, and then.
How long ago was this? How long ago was this?
This was the time of Demba Kutuboyan was part of the VDC.
No, I don't know Brufut. So
No, I'm just telling you the names.
Yes, so
I'm just giving you the names.
Yeah. No, how long ago was this? How long? Is it 2 years?
This was a year ago.
Yeah, but what happened? What happened to the roads?
It was a promise by Lamin that as soon as the OIC road network
the same promise made to Honorable Jallo?
I made an effort. That's what I'm telling you. You made an effort. And then at the end of the day, you make a follow-up. And not only road network.
The same effort.
I have, let me come.
Yes.
Why I've been lobbying this to become a parliament. When I'm elected, I'm going to be elected for the nation, not only for Sanamentry. Because I will make sure that there is also inclusiveness of persons with disabilities in this country. Because the way and manner I've seen it.
Mr. Mane,
listen.
Sanamentry is not the whole country. Sanamentry is, a fraction.
It's a fraction of the country.
Yes.
Part of the country.
Yes.
But I'll make sure that I engage friendly. I'm connected. During my time in the government, I'm well connected. Even last year, or year before last, I brought some.
With all your connection, can you single out one development that you've done in Kombo Sanimentary, please?
In Kombo Sanimentary, during my connections, I was based on on disabled issues. Because those people are there to serve best. The livelihood of person with disability can be changed. By stopping them from begging in the street, education sector.
Thank you very much, Mr.
And I know if I'm elected, I can continue with that.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Mr. Abdul Baji, yes. Earlier on you talked about the failings of the incumbent. I would like you to buttress further what you consider to be failings as far as the incumbent is concerned.
Well, failing is too many. Because failing, first, the markets are not well structured.
But Mr. Baji,
yes.
Mr. Baji, let's get this right.
Yeah.
Do you send a representative to the National Assembly to bring you a market, or do you send him to do what?
No. In the National Assembly, you have your own viewpoint of view. You discuss with your people there.
Yes.
Whatever is decided at the National Assembly, it is a vote yes or no. Or you in for it, or you are not in for it. You bring your ideas, you put it on the table, and then you discuss on that. What development the Sedimentary need is what you put on the table.
But you don't have any guarantee that those developments are going to come back.
I'm not guaranteeing that when you bring your ideas, it will be mostly voted yes. But you bring your ideas, you make your effort that what you present is going forward. Because today everybody is crying, as you know in the country everybody is crying. In Sedimentary we have very, very important areas where we can even generate income. Like our sea. The Chinese are fishing in our sea, they are paying to, or whom are they paying to? What has Sedimentary constituency have on that? We are living in the area where all hotels are.
But what will you do? What will you do to address that?
Yeah, we will have a quota of all the fisheries, catches on that area. Anything that is sold in that area will be Sedimentary.
How are you going to do that? That's what I'm saying.
We will have to fix a body that will be monitoring all those.
Outside of the central government?
No, it's going to be from the central government.
So how are you going to do that? Are you going to come with a law, or what are you going to do?
No, it's not a law, but it is going to be, Sedimentary also is a place where everything is taking place. We need to get our share. So the government has
How are you going to get your share?
My share, the government has to maintain, to establish that.
That is you asking for it?
I'm asking for it.
But you have no guarantee that you're going to get it?
But I have no guarantee, but I think all goodwill people will go for it.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Victor?
Yeah, it's unfortunate. The time is very, very short. But anyway,
we still have time. You can go ahead.
About 2 minutes. You cannot elaborate.
But you are here for another hour. So let's go.
We have to remember that the Gambia is a tax-based country, and the money we are getting from the central government is very small. So, in order to develop your area, you must be creative and initiative-minded somebody. So this is why I was saying we should believe in ourselves. We have our own Gambian talent people in all categories. So and the central government, you lobby to get, let's say, you want to fix a market or you want to fix a problem. One, you lobby. Two, if you are giving the assurance before the government will approve that until the project starts, if you are not lucky, you run out of time. You run out of time. So thereby, you should be creative. Though you are not there to raise funds, you are there to be a referee between government and your people. But instead, you have to have an additional advantage by being creative. This is why I said Sanimentering has a unique culture. That's the Kora is originated from Sanimentering. So Jaliba will be very happy to come and play for us so that you can have funds to take care of the
Thank you very much, Victor. You talk about fundraising and fundraising. You don't know how much money you're going to raise and what that fund can do for you.
But
what I was interested is what can you do differently in terms of bringing the development that you said are lacking in Kombo Sanimentering.
This is why I'm saying you have to lobby, talk to your people.
The same lobby that Mr. Jallo talked about.
This is why you cannot put all your eggs in one basket. Because some few days ago, some people were quarreling over a bridge here. Because they all lobby, they give them assurance, time run out, the problem was not fixed. So therefore, you don't put all your eggs in one basket. So you have to come out to the people.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jatta. I move to incumbent. When you come to the electorate of Kombo Sanimentering, what services have you done for them? Do you have an office in Kombo Sanimentering?
Well, yes, I do have an office at Burfoot.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, what sort of service do you do for them?
Well, that's the place where when we have issues, because I have representatives all over Sanimentering. When we have issues, that's why we communicate, gather there and discuss those issues pertaining to the development of Sanimentering.
Thank you so much. Earlier on, you heard what your colleagues have said, that you were representing them as they wish. They talk about lobbying. They probably will be a better lobbyist than you. Do you have any response?
Yes, it's unfortunate. Many of them don't know the responsibility of a National Assembly member, because they are mixing two things. The markets are never under the responsibilities of National Assembly members. The markets are under the responsibilities of councillors and the council in general. Like I said before, for example, if I want to lobby a market in Burfoot, if I go to the council, they will never give me anything. All what they will tell me is, you are not representing your people here. You have a councillor. You have to come with it's the councillor who they will give. So the responsibility of a National Assembly member and the responsibility of a council are quite different two things. So when we sit here talking about markets, markets are not part of our responsibilities. The tax they are talking of, the government is collecting taxes. And there are two types of taxes. You have tax revenue and non-tax revenue. These non-tax revenue are the ones that, for example, the immigrations collect from these passports, ID cards, and so forth. These tax revenue are the other ones they are collecting from sales. And this is the first time in the history of this country government has collected tax to construct roads in this country. And from that lobbying, I make sure Sanimentering also have their share in that revenue. And that is the road from Burfoot to Madiana. It will soon be constructed. It's already bidded. The bidding process has gone through. And that one is going to be constructed from the GLF.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Honorable Jallo. Gentlemen, you heard what Honorable Jallo have just said. I want you two guys to give a rate, to rate him. He's talked about his achievements. If you're going to give him a rate, what are you going to do?
If If I'm to rate him,
yeah, question, each and every. I start with Abdou Badji.
well, if
Before
I'm
we
to
shift our gears to the local language.
well, if I am to rate him, I rate 1%.
1%.
1%.
Okay.
Just not to avoid giving, not to
After you talked about all the achievements.
But it's not yet done. What road? It's in 5 years. The same road is not there. It's just tarmac road.
But BIU, Mr. Badji,
yes.
You actually said
Yes.
that the National Assembly members don't have the covers. They are there to lobby.
They are there to
They are
lobby,
there
yeah.
not to twist arms. They are there not to headbutt.
Yeah, I know.
But to go there and lobby.
Yes, you are right. You are perfectly
Okay,
right. So what I mean is,
yes.
he's talked about, the market are not done by the MPs. That's true. But the market, the MPs can facilitate from their councillor to help them to lobby those things. So if you are there, your market is to destroy your roads. The roads even is not for the MPs. It's not their job. Road is not their job. But he lobby for the road. But it's not his job, because road and markets are not for the MPs. They lobby to make sure that their constituency is in place. They are satisfied with them. But what he has done in 5 years, I would have done it in maybe 2 months. Yes, of course.
Thank you, Mr. Badji. I mean, you talked about that, and then I think the electorates are listening as well.
Of course.
Victor, do you want to give a rate to?
If I can rate him, I'll give him 10%, because at least he have done something. But it's not enough. In the first place, he said they built the road to inside Brufut. It's not part of the OIC. The question raised is, the OIC, a big village like Brufut, and the OIC where it's supposed to be held is just few kilometers from Brufut. And then he said it's not part of it. And they said 20 roads, and 20 roads, a big road like Brufut, is not part of it. They lobby for it. A question. 2, he said channeling the road to Latrikunda from Sukuta. He's part of it. I'm not aware of it. I'm not saying he didn't, but I'm not aware of it. But the question is, your people, especially where you are born in Brufut, since 1965 up to date, it's not fixed. President come in, president go out with empty promises. You could not fix that.
No,
and then,
Victor,
let me come.
Yes.
You could not fix that, and you have such an opportunity to link inter-constituency road network. So if the OIC comes and then he puts in there, Mr. That's the question.
Thank you very much. Mr. Mane?
Well, I'm disappointed to hear from my honorable that Sukuta link to Latrikunda was his lobby. I categorically deny that. That road, I was part of that initiative to bring Yahya Jammeh when he was coming to the tour during Jammeh regime. I completely, because I had an accident on that road. And it took me almost 3 weeks I didn't go to office. So Jammeh knows what was the problem, where I got the accident.
When was the road constructed?
This road constructed now, it was part of Jammeh's regime. Everything was done on the ground until NRA director can attest for that.
But it was not constructed then?
It was not constructed, but the funding was there until 2017 when Jammeh left this country. And then we continue attacking the NRA under by Lamin. Because I remember vividly when this man said, as my colleague said, Barrow, when he came 2017, he promised, he even had a meeting on the road. And he promised during the coalition campaign that once he's elected, that road will be constructed. And that of Brufut, I remember that vividly.
Mr. Jallo said...
When he's elected, that road was not constructed until recently.
Yeah, but he said, if you remember well, that he lobbied.
You asked about rate or percentage.
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
You know how much I will give to my colleague?
Yes.
I will only give him 15%.
Out of what?
Out of 100.
Thank
you know why?
Thank you very much.
You know why? Can I come?
No, I mean, you've just done your rating. You make your statement, you do your rating. Thank you so much.
15%.
I will shift our gears to the local lounge for the benefit of our local listeners in Combo Sanimentre. Albe programme min no kan wolon safo ka chalo amin kera député lo mili alon ko wolle ni sira on ni kam memu Combo Sanimentre ngam Mr. Abdou Badji Sotoja independent candidate, Victor P. Jata PDOS, Babakalle Diallo NPP, Lamin Mane independent. birembe nyim bengo nying kilila minketa siye la dingoti membe loring ate kombo sanimentreng na kachata bari anada lanjuro soto tumomena bena kanjang minketa ay manturo ko soto woto bedwala almatina o manturo ko nyin kanake ku jawti min keta UDP la candidate o nyinti ndol fan kundu na diamtele ka bismillah nyin kacha nyinto bari ngaje ko amam futanan hanimbe temmo min tutenting woto gentlemen ngal bismillah nyin kacha nyinto mimu ato mbe siraw nyini ka min keta député siraw nyinti Mr Abdou Badji minute killing isa fo comme sanimendren kolye Jamalu Abdou Badji
ntemo Abdou Badji dol ka fonye Abdou Karim Badji na do kudlay ka fonye woka mbe jiberlal mbe tentulam mbe jeyla parce que nam mandi ka man sene abaki bot mbatra
isa surwa kamantani
ok mang len di sante di len gërem di len jaajëfal because dama ñëw fii pour waxtaan ak yéen maa ngi leen di nuyu di leen sant di leen wax ne ñu ngi ñëw fii pour wax li ñu soxla si dëkk bi li nga xam ne loolu mooy dëkk bi loolu la war a doxee li tax ñu taxaw pour ñu defend leen pour jël seen pour aar leen pour defend seen waragal si dëkk bi parce que yéen kumpal leen dara ndaa dëkk bi fu muy dem yaakaar amu fa moo tax ñun tey ñu jóg pour bëre pour seet ne dëgg am si dëkk bi sécurité am lépp am si dëkk bi li nga xam ne bu amul yëpp waaye da nga tànne loolu xam ne duñ ko jàkkoonto léegi.
jërëjëf Mr Badji Victor Diatta.
mbaɗigol jiɓerlal ni lamoyrlal mbal kontona kayta ndala ko ntomu Ousmane Victor P Diatta leti mo wuluta Burfoot satelo kono nkuluta nkaranta Burfoot le lamanta kata Banjul Junior Secondary School St Augustine's Junior Secondary School mboto jentata St Francis Kunkuja Mariama kata na Sino School o Karango Labanje biri wo botala nata dum doku fanna kono but force ngami folo karang ntata simania karanne Banjul min ketan oversight in the first statement onda Captain Ibu Diallo la karamu min benu je mbota je nata nga doku ke ni farm engineering na construction company mbota je nata doku ke ni global fund kado malaria yempos jara soma jara bureng then ndele in charge jara central ni jara isla on the malaria program as a coordinator mbota je nata nang ni wayeke doku ke sanji fula Banjul mbota je yempos basse ndole nga basse office o yele
baraka bake Mr Victor Diatta wato banta Mr Baba Gale Diallo afamole Jamalum Baba Gale Diallo
auzubillahi minash shaitanir rajim bismillahir rahmanir rahim mbe la jiber lal be tentula mbe jayi lan telem honorable Baba Gale Diallo sani menteren constituency nta wuluta Burfoot le nganna karama ke primary school ke Burfoot le mboto woton tata sukuta nga exam sta woto nga certificate o soto mboto yen tata hotel school exam sta yen ta woto sanji fula nga training course ko woto mboto woto nga employment ota Senegambia karisaba mboto ye nsaunta se jana sonwin be wolto sisin fula to yen samba Spain kata for the training la mboto woto natan ni sonwin continenta fo sanji saba mboto woto tata Amis Beach Hotel dami ka fo je ozone be sain fo je soro wato mboto je tata Kombo Beach tata Bungalow Beach Hotel birum mboto woto nak ngam fonyo hotel do ko la dunta politiko nyin kon
baraka bake Mr Diallo Mr Mane afonye malom
ntelo Lamin Mane komo be no nyami wulde sukutale mbama sukutan ko fama Burfoot ko ndara school nge sukutan boda primary school ndara sukuta secondary school boda sukuta secondary school jointa Bristol comme school gamtele tam jeti in 1985 nga course ke from there yempos Kwarangu boda Kwarangu few years later yempos education yempos PWD from there I trained some people mina ko wala telephone telex operator lanjuto do bol konole from there yempos to office of the president state house kabiri wato fo bi mbedo ko la state house mbore de wato do la ntara Senegambe said mbore Senegambe ko take nya samba kotu gamte from there also year record back to state house instead of state house mbedo ko la ni jaware 11 years doku mbada ni ya jame 22 years doko watu am galleti from there adam barona 2017 na doko ke up to 2021 na karang watu kono nga chance kata Ghana kata digital communication study on monitoring and evaluation study narana ko ndar MDI fana o kono nga certificate ke nga diploma ke nare ko na high national diploma ke so wo kola nara retire 2021 nata dum political kon kaje ko isa tampru nara kete moti fana de min keta executive secretary general tenum Gambia Federation for Disabled nata ke head of the another organization in the disabled community called National Organization for Disabled and Orphans nara mara wala ka lu kontre den 2021 nara retire
abarka bake ñu njëkkee ko si Mr Badji lan nga foog mooy gàllankoor texa yu nekk si Kombo Sanding Terrain
texa yi nekk Sanding Terrain well dafa bëri ndax soo umpuleen dara ñun fu mu nekk ni foos texa mooy dund bi texa la si Gambia si Sanding Terrain mën naa wax Sanding Terrain because ñun ñoo dëkk si géej bi mënuñu lekk suñu jën bi loolu texa la because lan la suñu géej bi dañu ko jaay si Chine si jaay ko si Sénégal yi si ñun moomatuñu suñu géej bi loolu texa boo xam ne kenn mënu koo wéranti ñaareel bi dem ak dikk bi moom texa la comme lu ma doon wax ko boo xoolee Brufut bu bokk si Sanding Terrain Constituency amuñ yoon boo xam ne pour dugg bi Brufut léegi 5 su la jàppee Serekunda mënuloo am moto pour dem Brufut moo ci moo pour dem Wulinkama dem Tintinto ak Madiana yooyu mënuloo am oto li tax amul yoon courant bi fii yi ñoo fa nekk waaye courant amut ndox amut dara amut dekk naa 2 months yoo xam ne courant ndox sax amut ko rotuñu ndox te biil yi dañuy indi biil yi loo xam ne consume moo ko 2 months ndox amut just si balaa Ramadan bi laa gis ndox commencé ñëw loolu tax bu mag la nit ñi dundatuñu sécurité amut kenn mënul tëdd nga nelaw soo nelawee nga defee ne dañu lay foog daggi sa buntu jël si li nga moom kenn sàmmul kenn ni yaa ngi ragal boo tëddee yaa ngi ragal boo jógee suba teel jigéen nanguwuñu ñemewuñu sax jóg fajar pour dem jëndi seen marchandise pour jaay léegi fajar soo jógee rek ñu attaque la si yoon bi yàggul sax benn jigéen Nigérian la
jërëjëf Mr bi beneen fànnal mooy sa texa yi nga wax bu nga naa naka nga ko saafare yow su fekkee nekk nga député kon tontuñu na nga foog ne
waaw dinaa ko sama texa yi loolu moo tax ma jóg parce que dama jóg pour defend nit ñi pour jox nit ñi seen ak seen yellul because ñun ñoo taxawal suñu bopp nit ñi ñoo lay select demal defend lu ñu fële liggéeyal lu ñu lii kon suñu la yebalee boo demee loo ci am ñëwal nga wax ñoom lii ak lii laa am because man promise naa ne su ma faloo damay am office si centre bi Sanding Terrain foo xam ne all parties will be included dañuy ñëw waxtaan loo xam ne issue boo xam ne bu dëkk bi loolu la war a yóbbu dem National Assembly di ko mëbëti foofu léegi nit ki des na ci yow nit ki da nga bugg sa bopp ni balaa nga bugg dara kenn du wax ne man diw laa gën a bugg sama bopp sa bopp ngay gën a bugg parce que Sanding Terrain mooy sama constitution moom laa gën jëkk a bugg dëkk bi dëgg la c'est Gambien la
waaw nga ne bugg nga waa Sanding Terrain kenn bañul loolu waaye ñu mel ni nga ne suñ géej bi jaay nañ ko si Sénégalais jaay nañ ko si Chine si yoon yi amul yow yaa wax loolu
man maa wax
loolu yow naka nga saafare loolu
su ma ñëwee even lansin yi ñu joxe Sénégalais ak kii because ñun du ñu ñoo koy joxe because our lansin sis dañ ko joxe yeneen déew ñooy joxe seen suñu lansin yi du ma ko jox foreigner dama koy joxe waa dëkk
waaw yow nekki député bu ngaa dem yéen doo leen di joxe lansin
non
lan ngaa def
because ñun ñooy defar loi yi
waaw
député yi ñooy defar loi yi ñi nga xam ne loi yooyu ñooñu lañ war a
waaw yow benn député nga
man benn député waaye
si juróom fukki député ak lu ko teg
waaw
so yow sa baat naka la moo taxaw ba gis ne lansin yi nga joyetu nii du nga ko jox ñoo xam ne yow bëgguloo la
exactly man xam naa ne su ma demee si néeg de pare dinaa fa fekk sa bay morom yu mel ni man loolu am na
loolu du garantie
garantie la dina am yu mel ni man dinañ fa nekk ñi nga xam ne ñi bëgg seen réew du ñu bëgg loolu because yow yaa dem
so da nga bëgg a wax ne ñi nekk si nekki député bi si jamono bi
defuñu seen liggéey
bëgguñ seen réew
bëgguñu seen réew because ñoom xaalis la ñu jiital parce que ñu ngi leen di jox jujee seen poste bi gisuñu kenn seen poste
da nga ko fekkee fu ñu jox député xaalis
ma ne fekkeewu ma ko waaye loolu am na
nanga ko xamé
Baro si bopam jogna mu ne dafa duku député 10,000
de Baro taaju fi yow la
non man loolu laa wax because gis nga ki xam ne mooy jiitu réew mi bu jógee di wane joxe na 10,000 député loolu loo xam ne nit ñi nekk si gannaaw lañu lay def
kon yaa ngi bëgg a wane yàlla may nañu néegi député taaneef mu fi kuy Baba Gale Jallow Baba Gale nga jiki ko ye Abdou Badji la kuma kam moyle ako député le député bu ngola e mela do ko ke président Baroko ayal dukule orante ale alballa poso le noma ibe mena jabilo to jani mbita mode.
But ayokumo mi fo nyamote is a very serious allegation, very serious allegation. Yalong Gambian nolo, especially député, molman député la value long. Député man yana kela moti mi anno ke ibe lola ka kuma fo mi anno ka man kuma soto ngoti. O man ke député la do ko wati. Député wo ke dawo da don al sartu belitinya. Wala tina député e nyanta kuma fo le e nyanta mek so la ko. ay koyma e evidence soto.
Okay. Mr. Babagal, ay koyma evidence soto. Babagal, inene dal civil temps muta president Barrow buluba.
Hani.
Inene ma embloco muta dal civil temps.
Hani.
Inene ma petrol son muta president Barrow bulu.
Hani.
Okay. Victor, kombo sani mentena na kolealu. Nyintembeng.
Nyintembeng ko nga fo nyami. Ba de kol mu problème ol sani mentereng bade ko jamal bije fatale Marcel
iko bade kol fata mono bade dula ma soto
bade dula min sotota adoyatale about 3 4 5 certain million ko ngam visit even of recent just give them in the next 5-10 years is a problem, so you work for most of doku ahead of time. Marcel nearly all the markets they visit ila alhalo man amanyafa na fistris sani mendra fistris so do mi ala ko bungol mi bije. I remember cabinet dinding fobi dol fon bije wol they are dilapidated o fanam issue lati jio like tindindo bijele mi ala ko ala all the surrounding villages mi babala be jio soto courant soto that there was nothing like that. No even RCH dula ni no sol bita RCH la dula min property ya soto wo nyon jamal le bije. So ñu be mu kulete mini alonko waste dump waste management currently for QTV ni manina either QTV or GRTS ya bondi bursubi government lando le bije e man fay dula soto e opportunity soto ka fayje biri aje mol man fin for ya fandi tep. It was on GRTS or QTV5, if I could remember. So Wofanam is a problem. It's a big issue. Waste management. Dolka kemelule jo karo kono. Pour ka make sure ila waste are collected.
Ila no.
It can jor no
waste wala no di kodi.
Yeah, no ni min collect ka ke dos binoto. Pour ka collect kata.
Okay, Mr. Victor Jata.
Yes.
Yenyin ko la ko bade ko no Marcel anen ku kotanolu jiolo itebe wo comme sanimenteren kolu dema no wala nyaadile
ngolo fonu janga follow la ko mbe constituency development committee le nyini la
wobi jele sam VDC be nyin satel
no
beto
VDC wo mu satel leti
okay.
But the constituent matter soto manta soto so ni wolle be do ko kala wolle be kala 2 people from each village VDC wolle be nyim form la then problem nata ngana si na tabu
par ça amanke ko problem ol be jele sa e bello iko bade ko fatale adol keno bal bul burfut ba iko boda burfut keno bal bul bade ko kala dame
burfut ani half full ni half le bembul nakeda burfut
keno bade ko sa sawno
bade ko sa sawnda mi yalan ko
so sela lafta min nyinin kala
yes
nin tara bade ko nyanda sawna fodi lafta bade ko na fata sawa sanyan wado waranda sawna ko rabe sate be kel bade ko
ani de amanke sate be
do ma so bade ko be kala
bade ko mu nyanda quality because atemotu la jang so it's a right amanke privilege de so bade ko moledi so be pare ibe plan na le before
meneka bade ko fandi
adama ni wol
okay yamin baade sanje town ni lulu komando wala baade ni abe tulo wala nyama fo modo da baade no laje
janni ye woke asatra palace woti je bare palace obi jele Wo is an unfortunate situation where you can more five body dinka killing kon. Ferre tije. But this one there is ferre.
Ibe mun ferre le kala.
Wolo nyindi ko ni sate alfal anini VDC consequential VDC mimbe sila na kacha betiara nal kacha do albi ko fili nyola. Barnal man kacha do albe fili la nyola le.
Sindimo mimbe kombo. Keno lan. Ya kalam da kodi.
Kenneke.
Woto woduni o sindimo mimbe kombo. Itebe bade ko keno bondi no la je nyaadil.
Ni ko burfut. Place obijele kilometers. Mi alon ko ikafa sutuba. Sutuba bijele. Is for us ndol burfut ko le tam san mentre ne tam. So ni tata ni alfal diamta ni alkalon.
Okay.
Aliya kacha ko anyanta sauna le we plan ahead of time. Ngana badu fo at the last point ngonka wule.
Abaraka bake Mr. Babagale Diallo.
Yes.
Kombo sani mentene la kolea kolu ani nsafa ko mimbanke diamolale mimbanke surtout no la karola bade ko la karola ite mun kolea kole je kombo sani mentene andi ba nsafa ko mosa jaran no nyade
kolea ko mimbe sani mentene na karola nte semin fo no doron komi ya fo nyamin Marcel wo mun na kolea ko lete ko su Marcel doya tale par comme nga fu nu ñaami ko mon todon o manque député la responsabilité o mu area council la responsabilité Marcel folo mu na kolea ko lete gara sol wol mun na kolea ko lete par nga comme nga fu ñaami ndoro wol be mu area council la
ni ko area council la ko itala député ya na famu meneti parce que area council lu wol be masakunda ngol le kono o masakunda be masakunda bale koto anu teme député le pro ke singoti kombo salmen ngol singoti i nyaati parce que ka fako ere council le marta nyina wotete la do ko minute
ndela do ko be national assembly wala ka lobbying ke killing ka executive nyinki scrutinize coming dépasse le kadila tolle ka budgeto nyin dada every December wo budget on ka wala dila pour ya spend so ni a spend tolle fana ka tara lorin ka mexo ko nga kodo min dila ya spend ya dila andung ya spend mun tole
okay Mr. Diallo Marcela ko silo la ko no la ko anen fana brufut bada min bije ngaje kenya singo bije yemun katala ke ini local authority ko brikama area council o sifa feni e kacha fanan soto biko ngaje burfut bade ko koma akere nyama fay dulal nyinga bade ko kumbo bare wado bina fa nyamo fa duna bade ko le kono parce que nyama fay dulal manso so yemine ke ila député ya makamoto kaje brikama area council ke bundi mi yalon ko isa komo sanementeren ko hati
bare ko comme kamin foye doron hani kunum fong ni chairman no ngakolle
yola jamari chairman
silfo sonko bara min fo nyi wala nyinte ko ndol na tolte do ko kenon nan la council le be do ko kela because ku jamal bi je mi ano kon sula ngan sula ko le mi ano ko ire council nyentol facilité la na sa mentere ko non bara ni nga fay aka fu nyile ko ndol ni tete do ko kenon le nin council be do ko kela but it's unfortunate council min bije fractional duntante bidding problem o nata between Adama Barrow and UDP. They remain in UDP. So wol mu molle mi anan nako.
So atola ward council mi ko sane mentere o keta mun parti di jamale UDP
la.
Okay.
Han kunum fam. Ning fenko chairman no silfo sonko be diabla. Akayine tendin nako because of political affiliation. Council nying na bika diamo abika na ya. So saying ite amura nin development o nyente na la sani mentere jamal nyente na sambala ndang ka council nyin na side la is it me or the council
bari yenyum bunda mi matending modol fana ka fa baba galetam fisir wallele UDP le futandi futade dami ye code UDP la ibe mene follow molo mel ko baba galem fisir wallele
well everybody is entitled to your opinion mo bi ila mira ko yemi mira
bar jabi
yemi mira durong ikawle fo bari comme ngam fo wala nyinde ko nte namuna kumo fola nka mix wala mbe min fo kanko abeni alal tema na ku kay lonje
ku ko yo laftole lonna Baba Galle UDP lamo
ha
abora ka bora UDP atata baro
ha
ikoy mo fisr wallelti to be mena fono la mole min sa dun tulo kono ani hakilo kono
to nya e to liela opinion fo comme nga fo nyamin do bari nteni UDP tema minu ka fo ndenga UDP fisr wallele wolu ma lo nteni UDP follow ta dami ntol ngan na life le sacrifice UDP nte there was a time ninga fo every night ina el kanan normal to get rid of me if you can sotono because of UDP fasa wale atinna UDP nkoli yellondi as an MP bar mim ni la problème o to wala nyinte ko
okay
na constituency chairman o nyim delete Boubacar Diatati baro ye moto cycle le dila ko these people have been struggling sorry let me first start jani ngato mbonyamin birimba tombo
consequence time be left alone na la nyim fisir wala a jabi do ha
birimbe constituency chairman ñun to na 3 good weeks mbe mitno helda mbuka mo soto no
okay so be wali atom mbar ñimmanke tala Boubacar la koti ñim Baba Galle UDP le tambindi sila ko ni mbare be fule kili a jabi ba
ngana jelo to
okay
baro e motorcycle le dila ko do ko minke i batata jele pour que motorcycle dile pour il tani nasi sonia biring woketa UDP koli ko nteli be mararin sani menterna baro nyi minki tenting aba fongole sembentu yaka woto ndenga Boubacar Diatta nga bay ala palaso aning executive be nko ko ndeni
UDP jamale call ay senea UDP jamale call
mi yem call jam as isi hata
akilin tofo
force député mimbe ko South
wala jamade
KKB
okay akoy
ago kan call no constantly ko ngenyinu bondi because baro ba fongole sembentu yaka ko
okay
ndete okay no la that's
okay so akoya bay ma bay mineketa biring ma bay e ko niaje ma wo bay o tonte ni wolbe be ku kilin dem fana be baro movement okay so wala keda la kuyat
wala ketan no kuyat
ite la bodo UDP ba fo UDP le bay
e to lente bay
ye bay nyaade electoral dina ba fo
dina yen expel from the party ye electoral
bay from the party okay abaraka bake honorable Baba Galle Diallo Mr. Mane ye kuma kan moyle lafta lon na kolya ko membe kombo sanmentre mo sa da fano nya
sanmentre na problem sa da ko na ko be be afanyami silo bijele marché bije garaso bije ko Baba Galle afanyami ani anyon dolu ndanga pour nin ko ba sela be kam netam vitala bare ngami jeje wala nyiti ko no mata mo member parliament ite ko imang sembe soto area council do but you have the right to monitor and evaluate the performance of area council through your council to ila council abeita la koto ita na do ko keka so ninda sita follow konna ko le mi fo VDC ko la mbe mol select la nga constituency committee dondi mais alon ko nibe do ko kala no kalon to no di challenges bo jani ka mola problem solve ibalo na mon problem
par san ya follow ko memo ko la ko tije yo lonne
yes no
ne wulite ke kala député ye ko ya ko
ñu nga fere jela
ibo fere jela la nyaadile
ninda sita follow mbe council ñu ba engage la because ibika yiro sere santo ka sere dumale mba ko mazda ka council engage ngaje ko kamba tax min ko soto era council ka makro min keno yenda makro min keno ko igenda kele ila molie ngaje ko ni era council nin council do ko hanin han na tisodo adon burfoot particularly burfoot chanamen rembe resources but burfoot resources dana sorale e moni ndaka jeje e ka say manin ke jele ne nyemi fo ne nyelbe na nyela specific sector is almost collapsing burfoot balandi da jakki dal banku fimbi jele kamin bi company ka sankara wa bantala e ka aman min fon dinto la molla to me is too small ni o jube bari naraja ko bohol jele be sen bohol nawe ke bohol jele sin sana menten kono ando dos bohol nawe ko la use ko deke e ka dinto la ko deke ka jo sumba mexon ni sida nawe ka bol I remember sukuta dama kada fo Mariama Kunda o Yuna until time dela ngari remember amame back bol tanning killing o bol tanning sere bijeno dolo soronder right now nawe call me be west ke jotan turbul ikete ka wafu ibika tax don tole ibika mbaga revenue soraje ibana kenyo bika bu footballer kenya film e kaminka palatol mbaga ni kamin so jama adwat catch company kaminka de ngalon na ina na badato tax na da kola
baraka ba
banko mo da kola so ko ma andi kuma so
sai lefta alda mal sa nyol nyinin kano nyinin karola ñinin kar fula bi jang mimita Mr. Mane and Mr. Gale bar janim be futaloto alda mal sa ñoñin ka yes Mr. Diallo
okay coming be ya fu ñami e ko ni tata député bunguto e be lobbying lekela sa député bunguto ni tata je ko sita da mati je andu e député je ay problème o soto ala tundo tole andum e député di fana atata je abe lobby ki kam pour ala député pour ala tundo
ñinen karo ke baba
sain ni tol tata député bunguto e be lobbying ke la ñaadi le
okay Allah ta jabila
Yes.
1 minute
Okay.
yes.
Ni tata député bungoto. Ibe lobbying, there's a way of lobbying. Because Nico,
iba kele ñaadi left
nka wala foy Nico, il left Marseille lola. Wo Marseille ala advantages and ala disadvantages. Ibe will be put in place. Then you should have the talking skills. Because ila molbe sola ringala. Ni wo bota je.
bari
Don't put all
Mr. Jata yaji min fodenti anafa anala yiriwa be min kala tundo nyinto député lu mbije say ko le fo ibola foka
Ha nka wala foy yalo ni
ba
wo
ma tin ya soto
nka wala foy ni ya foy wala nan ko kan ila 6 kilo beke boto kilin kono. Because
so ni ya député bon la ni ma so de bida danirol
not daniro passé ni ko fundraising wonte daniro ni year lobby fine ni year approve jani project ko kana you have a 5-year race ni alonko you need to leave a legacy more say remember
Mr. Jata
Yes.
remember it's a competition in the National Assembly
this is why I'm saying
sindi mo men bela o sindi mo le do kanka ko
nka wala fo etenyi wala tina ni e ton lobby ni e lobby han ni e yes bulay bulu na e jam fana do ku isaje sudin case itol leta kana you walk
so ite dal ila fundraising da yami role be la bata daban
ning man sakunda be la time waste ka
Okay.
ndebe fundraising wulindi la
okay abaraka baki juma lafta Mr. Diallo Jabila
Mr. Diallo Jabila ngaje ko député bu ngol ini la coalition la ko ñoo sabale ñoo moy fa ale benkanna mbale be mbale akanna wels inde ngombe mboke ka nyawnya ndebe funtilale jani nga issue for raise to parliament ndebe na underground work kala bo inte la man inte am connected ngalon ko kati ko ne asonta marcela ma fa kon tele ba lola bon be initiative kala min batina janni government ba approval dinate wannan ñong parliament because men ben
Mr. Mane ika fonya ko you are connected ñing kuma kan sembo wata back
yes
I connecta mu dolto
non on connecté dam to fala do jang foni sita because ngamu fonje Mr. Cissé
so amanda ko ibe combo sani men gol blackmail kan
non non man ngamin fo do Mr. Cissé ngamin fonje combo sani men rek
iko
connecta
no so connecta la barita fola no mun ngani ni kale no ndel programme de be la moy lantel iko connected ito connected do fola be jang
insa da mani fona
so lebe mun na fala sama
insa da mani fona je
okay
connexion be mbule melan ko ni atara ko ni sita député bu ngono kono woli maribe more evidence to la and then you have more trust, more guarantee kana investment ke because inala jana no duri jamme time ima investment kono because of the atmosphere but biriyan ko say democrat elected government so they want to come and engage me but wala tina biri ngoje ngaje ko follow ni be duna jang abatara be abarana position change ambe parliament and then I would give them more trust.
So it'll have to
handicap ma ko ni support.
Mr. Mane. Nga family. Bari de. Il a vraiment démarrer que la foni que député dio démarrer comme ça.
Ndebo kan for right now because handicap sol mun wona men ko
nga comme ça men terrain na sa.
Comme ça men bon ko fotandi. Comme ça men birin tele fo nga silo
initiative. Ni mol min leftana kana ka investment ke jam menane man na sanji. Foy ba de que député.
No, me ale man na sanji right now. They were only waiting for another term because coalition time
but time do start
no coalition time in already we had 2 weeks but ngamana 2 weeks ko ngamin je la munite if they want to
baraka ba
gambe jang la 1 minute handicap so membe gambe jang particularly sanamente word nyele bata dali melan ko they don't have access to education correctly because of the school environment is not conducive ni tamu divided mo fali no
okay baraka ba ke Mr. Mane Baba Gale ye kuma kan fo jang min boda Mr. Mane bulu pratol be alla burfut kenya fingo min be bi kanje Mr. Mane ya moyle ko burfut ko le kodo sodo wo badani tol adu biri o kodo sodo I sewota le contente parce que nenema moy dulato kayto bala radio to television do burfut ko le wosika ko kodo min sodo ame man contana la kola so sila ndire ko iman nafa soroje imam mun nafa soroje
no mama man nafa soroje ila moy
bari nafa soroje mi alon ko imam wosi ala
no ila moy the percentage there to me
hande dalas le dila iko al baraka burfut ngol yo
no but it's owned by us
bari wosi tele ba
nko ani man wosi ndengaje ko kamin dila ani kamin bondije the gap is too big
no bari dormi militant la famati
ndelo ko
debe serim burfut imam wosi Mr. Diallo Mr. Diallo me na line yella
am I not the senior burfut
no so do made yeta banda Mr. Badji before minaje Mr. Diallo nga line fana yele ni mi la kirlo kala combo sanimentere ko doron lafta wolle kirlo ke adu nale kirlo ke nyinen karolom Mr. Diallo burfut ngol be kenyo bi kam burfut mu kenye fioti ye kodo boni nafuli ba ya di burfut ngol la wosiyo man wasi manke maje rajito maje kibar wundo burfut ngol e dey la kodo nyinka aketa wala nyama ba
yes aketa wala nyama
aketa wala nyama mole so no ko yo mi sabbu baji
amanken ke nyala de bar nga nyinki baro ko mimbe min nyanta mining kelaje woy kodo amanto le dila in advance yalonte mo o mining nyim fango mo ma fonni ndebe siri sokono le ma kalamu fanko mining be ke kanje ndebe siri sokono le molen kumande ka fonye ko ya kalamu dal ko nyimbe nyinde be kere nyindula ba
ita nyande kala burfudu kombo sani medren kol nyani singo ani tulo
ha
fo nyande sila sokono moy kila foy ba fe ka tamantama ma kalamuta bar biri
ngama bira mario fonye do ngamuto mal wolto instantly ntata
modema wo CD la ko kole a kole be la karola ji
hani
okay andun kodo men dunde bulo ko ne sewta kan
well mam mo ya ba complain
Mr. Abdou Badji laynol fana be leri ni min fana lafta kol kala ale kol ke
kala single thing le nyini kala mayni min bije akodo nata nyaadi le anata jimale buloto
sila idan dan nyinin ka no
la non takate le nyinin ka fana ta te bulol to bang adi how much is money for these people of Burfut
Mr. Diallo akodo
nyaadi the whole constituency of Burfut
mining nyinketa Burfut le
yes that's what I'm asking.
And me mining kiji anim VDC le sita they had an MOU which was not in my presence ma kalamuta ya understand anim VDC le o MOU so dada anu ay kodo di VDC le anu ngamira VDC woli be mara research in the development
so okay if I can understand
not an individual as me.
No, I understand.
Yes.
If I can understand, you as a parliamentarian ite malo aketa nyame. That's what I mean. I utara nyame ite malo akadita nyame ite malo. So you am moile fananko ye kodo le di. So you as a parliamentarian it's your job to know.
Mr. Badji.
Yes.
The Village Development Committee, that's the VDC.
Yeah.
Wala marin satela suta
ha but atinyanta lo
na muso demande wala marin satela ku suta ko.
Yeah.
Mr. Diallo ya foi ko atara fo MOU
yeah.
wala signed VDC nyinto anen melbe nyin kenyo nyimbika.
Exactly.
Anun kodo fana dunde tema. Ya kalam. Wora ni man sewo wo kodo nyin na warande man sewo kacha min keta ngamere ba moylal.
Yes.
Inene ya moyla ba?
No.
Non kenyi inene ya moyla ba.
Nene mama bonde kaddiya mu laminto wala bu nyinti akoye ay moyin le sign andu atele ko ate makalamta ko kenye biole bijana how can ate malong ko kenye biole bijana wayatra ate itoli MOU sign that means
Diallo akoy malong yalo nyare ko MOU sign ta
but fo mbuka suru akam fayde ko
andi fana ngamani
man nyin kalamuta ko kenye bio biji bor biri yan ko ya fo nyin tata ji nata nyine discover ko kenye bila ni VDC tele MOU le sign fay fendila
okay
bari lefta kuma dula kilne fole
so do woni mobile line to mobile assalamu alaikum
wa alaikum assalam
ibe kirlo ke kam do todi ma do
mbe killo ke kan sani mentere ne
sate jama
sani mentere nde bijilo ward
bijilo okay todi ma do
honorable lombakele ndelemo Mamadi Maneti the former councillor of
nyinin karo Mr. Mane
na nyinin karo mi minti wala mu nyinti ko na honorable Baba Gale Jallo a wilitale ako
no nyinin karo no nyinin karo left all
politician
no Mr. Mane, thank you so much. Abaraka bake lafta question olla. Ni mam question soto mam platform soto pour kacha. Victor ngamere la kacha to je yafo ko boda burfut le kodi.
Exactly.
Ni kenye singombe burfut yamina lonje yene mina kalamuta je mine be ke kanje sate molu la miro be nyaade ni kenye singo.
Ni kenye singo ndefana nga motol le jeto ikaji ikabi one at a time njita je kata jibe why are they ibe nyi sinka mune so nga ko nyi ninka inata fonye so biri ya fonye then nga ko nyi no mafosate kono nata je ko koro nyi adita VDC la nata kalamuta yes because biri nga je don
so VDC d'accord tale inimilwe kenyo sinka yakodo diel.
Well, mimbe keta woto mo kalamta but I know yakodo dila.
Yakodo dila de se woto. Anga kola soto. Assalamu alaikum.
Yes, wa alaikum salam.
Ay be kirlo ke gam do todi madum.
Ande do Lamin Mane de Brufut.
Lamin Mane Brufut. Mine la nyinen karot.
Lafta honorable Baba Gale Jallo nyinen kala min na wolong. Eka constituency ala tango min di development fund min di ala.
Aha.
Kabiri ala nyi sanjilulo kono ay receive signa jelle andu na ya receive fana ay jelle receive andum ay ke min tole da constituency
abaraka bake honorable Baba Gale Jallo ala wan soñi député bungola signa jelle ibulo nyi kodo nyi soto andum briya soto yake mun tole
ako constituency
allowance
constituency allowance o nyimbi jele bare ni a korosi itoli eto burfutun ko li alonne ndela moto wole kala fuel andum burfudi hajo
signajele ko do ñu receive signajele ko do ñu soto
every month
no yalo kodisiva fulale bije
constituency development fund
okay what is different constituency development fund is different from allowance okay development fund mi wili keme fulane fendi signajele asoto
killing
signa killing sanjama
last year
adunda mun tole
ngawle senyi street for solar light wala ka distribute na satellite village so
okay so ela allowance odu inka lela joka
na allowance wo akatara na consequence la kuwelle
okay abaraka bake Victor ila tele kaja kumfo jabiro kumfala je iko yemoto lewe ji kanke kenyo bi
then nganyini karaoke then I came to know this was the MOU between the VDC and them.
Okay.
So to me it is safe. But when VDC involved,
VDC content is say water.
It's safe.
Yeah,
but
okay.
it only matter about.
It only matter until the Oro say water bina bandang minute killing di mo king killing nalla kajanyum kumfa the left ale nyo bulodi nyola kanyo numbara baki ala baraka baki ale wato minta ka bulani programme ko Mr Abdou Badji ben minute rek pour tej sa waxtan
waaw ma ngi tej sama waxtan ci gërem ni nga xamne ñoo nekk di sétane di gërem sama natango yi tok ni waye dama bëgg wax ne na Baba Gale def mo bonon na def lu ëpp lolu waye jëlul chance bi pour def lolu
jërëjëf ko yang ko ñaanal pour mu gagner
non ñaanal ma ko de
Mr
dafa waro def lu baax dafa waro nañu ëpp lolu
waaw ya nga tie cruise Mr Diatta
mba fala mole ala baraka mba Gambian sanimentreng and Gambian at large ko mbe afole ko ya kata they vote for PDOIS candidate for sanimentreng and the other PDOIS candidates in the whole country because it only multi-million ko ibike sang ibike duku.
Thank you very Baba Gale 1 minute.
Thank you very much mbe mo be tentulambe jayila ba lafta nyine la mane andila na electorate de ko ndol mi mona nol mi be siri jang mo fu lolu manna mo worolem in total barin lafta nyine tandila na electorate de ko ye nyillon ko be politiko jamano ko no barin tol mi be janteng we are not enemies place kilinde bi je mi an ko mbele ba nyine ka mo kilinde ba sutula woto ning ale momo hariya place o nyine ndol be nga de nga sadimentre je nga bula mari no nga mexo sadimentre ke nyon tamote abaraka bake Mr.
ngamo be tentunge jay kabo katon fo koyna nga sadimentre ko tentunge jay mbami fulale ko wala mo nyinte ko carte fo kanala kata bon tol kilon tol barum ndol gamben kilon gamben olti nsa kata nga peace and tranquility maintain gambe dunia bi ala wala fulanyam fana be molten to nge jayi ikana nyina ko mbe carte fo kono ya jibe ninga mansa ko ninga parliament kendo soto ministronta mbe masakunda kendo soto ba nim fota ka credible